Bro, I got bit by that damn mosquito. You seen that bite? That mosquito had my leg towed up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the mosquito was like, he was Pac-Man. This whole leg, I showed them. That was like, damn, because it was just swollen. Like this whole side was just swollen, and luckily, you know, you sometimes you scratch your mosquito bites and like you grow that little scab.
Mm-hmm.
I did scratch it, but I had remembered don't scratch because it'll make it worse. That motherfucker was itching though. It was itching, but I need to do my self-care days. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a self-care day, you should get one. I think you should have a self-care day one day every week. Whether that's you for the fellas, going to the barber shop, going to the gym longer than usual, whatever your self-care remedy is for the fellas, figure that out. Whether it's medicure, pedicure, facials, paws, whatever it is that works for the men, get that done. For the ladies, same thing. Getting our waxes, if you wax, hair removal, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Getting your nails done, face done. Ladies, get it done. Fellas, get it done. A self-care day is necessary and vital to a healthy, important, long-living life.
Yeah, what she said.
With that being said, welcome to With Your Old Ass Podcast, where my young old ass and my co-hosts bring you guys all kind of different shit. Drama, life, sex, drugs, money. Not just playing. Just kidding. Not the drugs part. We don't do that over here. We are all God's children, and we do not pass judgment over here. We just speak facts and show love. But if you bring the hate, damn it, I lost what I was gonna say. Too many words running through my mind at once. I was gonna say if you bring the hate, we bring the thunder. Then I was gonna bring the fire. Whatever. But if you allow my young old ass, my co-host here, to borrow your ears, your eyes, and your nose, your mouth, your tears, and everything in between shit for a brief moment, sit your tail down and enjoy the conversation amongst your favorite host, Miss Nicole.
And your co-host, Manley.
Because together we're on a part of a fly ass podcast called
With Your Old Ass Podcast.
Yes. How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? This chair, I need to figure out how I want to sit because y'all know I'm comfortable. We family, right?
I hope so.
Okay. But anyway, we family. Kind of gave y'all some advice in the beginning, just and it was well needed advice for myself. So I hope y'all take on to that. But today's episode, we got something that's probably gonna be a little triggering for some of y'all. Probably gonna shake some shit up. And it's probably gonna make you feel some type of way. I'm not comfortable sitting like that. I'm lying. That is so uncomfortable. I was trying to be cool. I'm too old to be cool. Did y'all hear my knee pop? I did. Anyway, sports fucked my knee up bad. Damn. Y'all will learn that I got a 1,000-mile-per-hour brain, so I'll talk about one thing, jump to another real fast. And then I'll circle back to that thing that I was talking about 30 minutes ago and make you forget I even was talking about it.
Welcome to my life.
Very much so. My brain works 1,000 miles per hour, and I swear I'll be trying to figure out how to slow this motherfucker down. Ritalin. I thought about Cat Williams' joke. Get that baby some Ritalin. If y'all ain't never seen that one, go look it up. It's quite funny. Nigga be running in slow motion. Anyway, today's topic, we're going to talk about closure being a lie. Closure is a lie. Yes or no?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
You know me, I stay on the fence.
I'm going to say you straight on the fence like a motherfucker. Pause. I say closure. To me, it is a lie. And to an extent, I guess, because it depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about relationships, I think it is a lie when it comes to like breaking up with your ex, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife. Oh, I need closure. I think that is a little bit of a lie. But there are certain times I think that you may need closure. Like you were saying, there's certain situations that you may need closure with. But what do you think? In relationships, is it a lie or is it on the fence for you there?
On the fence.
Okay.
Because, for a 2-week relationship, you don't need no closure from that. But a 2-year relationship, you might need closure from that.
What is closure to you?
I don't know. No, I'm playing. Basically getting something to close that chapter in your life.
So, do people need closure or do they need acceptance?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because they probably need both.
For you, we've been together a long time. God forbid. But let's say that was a thing. We've been together a long time. Would you need closure?
Depends on how we end.
So if it's a mutual agreement, no need.
If it's mutual agreement, no need.
But I don't want to use me, but I have to use me, I guess, to get your. I just up and say I'm done.
Yeah, if you don't give me no reason why you're done, yeah, because it's gonna be eating away at my brain, wondering why she was automatically done. Because it might have been something because of me that I could fix on myself.
So in your opinion, is closure acceptance, or is it that closure is giving them what they need to move on?
Like I said, it can be both. It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Because like I said, a 2-week relationship, you really don't need no closure from that. But a 2-year relationship, you might need closure from that.
I don't know. I feel like I know 2 weeks they ain't been together long, but I think a 2-week relationship technically would need closure. Cause we only been together 2 weeks. What was the problem? I need you to tell me what happened, why we didn't even make it further. I feel like in a longer relationship, you seen what was going on. You knew the problems. So you know why y'all really broke up. You know why y'all married. And I get it, sometimes you don't know why. So is closure a lie? Yes and no. It depends on the person, I think. Because some people use closure as an excuse to stay closer to somebody. Yeah. Oh, I never got closure from them. That's why I can't let it go. And not to that person could have possibly gave them closure and they just refusing to accept what they said. So in a way, closure to me is, if we're going to use that as closure, is acceptance. That's what it is. Closure is acceptance to me. I mean, everybody else. Because you need to understand why that person left away or left the way they did or whatever the case may be. I don't know. For me, only certain people that I feel like I needed closure from. Because I really, truly just, it wasn't because it was going to keep me from moving on. I just really, like you said, my brain was just trying to figure it out.
All right. Sometimes, like I said, you want to know what the closure is because it might have been me, that I can work on myself and it doesn't affect the next relationship. Yeah. Or not even just the next relationship, just me, period, being a person.
Yeah. I don't know. And now I'm on the fence.
You're welcome.
And the only reason I'm on the fence is because we've been together a long time. So if something was to transpire between the two of us where we separated for any reason, I feel like it would be amicable anyway. Because we have such an open relationship anyway when it comes to communication and everything. So I just don't see it being an issue where I would need to ask him, what happened, why.
You might if I just go get that milk and never come back.
I do get that milk and never came back. And the first thing I'm going to say is, yeah, it was my crazy ass. He probably was like, this girl is looking out your plan. I'm just kidding. No. I hate when you do that because people be thinking you're so serious. They be so serious when you do that.
Maybe I am.
Maybe he is. But real talk though, I always said if that was to happen, do I see it happening? Nah, I don't. Because I feel like we just, you know how you got that piece of that puzzle and you have been looking for that piece to put it in there and you finally found that piece and it just, that's what I feel like.
I was gonna say something. I ain't gonna say it.
What?
Just because it fit, don't mean it belongs to the puzzle. Belongs with the puzzle. I don't know. I was trying to be smart.
Yeah, that didn't work out at all.
Yeah, you can find a piece from another puzzle that fits in there, but it you have the puzzle complete, but it's just that one spot.
I ain't never seen that happen. What cartoon you been watching?
I did not know cartoons.
It was a joke.
A lot of puzzle building in my household when I was a kid.
I love puzzles. We should do a puzzle.
Just had to open my damn big ass mouth.
I love puzzles.
That's cool. Puzzle's cool as long as you don't bring Scrabble into it. I'm straight.
Yeah, I ain't playing on Scrabble. Scrabble be breaking up homes. Just as much as Uno
And Monopoly.
and Monopoly. Those are some of the games that are not coming in my house unless we playing Team Uno. And you can't play Team Uno. And you can't play Team Monopoly. So guess what? We just not playing. God damn it. I've only been in I've only been in 3 serious relationships in my life, right? And really, that's all I've ever been in. I ain't never really dated. Like, I dated, of course, the gentleman that I've been in a relationship with, but now that I think about it, I ain't never really went out there and dated nobody. Like, you know how you date multiple people?
I don't know.
Boy, bye. I ain't never really done that before. And I think, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm just very picky. And I think it's because I don't want to deal with several different personalities. I just don't. I don't have time for that. Like, of course, I've talked to several different people before, like text, call, whatever the case may be. But to actually physically date somebody, meaning like going out to eat, going to movies, and spending quality time together, I've only did that with 3 people. And you know what's crazy? This is why I'm on the fence when it comes to closure. Because one of the relationships I didn't need closure from. I knew why we weren't together. I knew that. It was a lot going on in that relationship that just did not need to take place. The second relationship, I thought I needed closure, but then at the same time, I knew why we weren't together. So, like, I felt like I was using that excuse to try to keep a hold of that person because at the time, I'm going to be honest, I had insecurity issues. And I forgot that I was that girl because of my first relationship. And then I went into the second one and I opened up who I was to that person and told them so much about what happened to me in my first relationship. Straight out of high school too, y'all. Straight out of high school, I was in college. It was a young thing. And I ain't gonna say he used it against me, but he used it against me. Like, he didn't intentionally do it, but in a way he did. And I thought I needed closure from that relationship, but really all I needed was acceptance. I just needed to accept the fact that we weren't meant to be together. We didn't need to be together. We should have just stayed as friends because I always say that he really was a really, truly good friend. He just was a shitty man to be in a relationship with. But he was a really good friend. And I just think that I'm just the type of person that I think I just take acceptance. And I guess in a way, closure and acceptance go hand in hand. So maybe this whole time, closure is upon the beholder. It's up to that person to accept something that's closure, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, It all depends on this person and the situations. Because, I'm not going to get into all my relationships or anything like that, but there have been some relationships I did need closure from that I didn't get. Mm-hmm. And there's some, like you said, that I knew why we ended. Mm-hmm. So I didn't need no closure from that.
Yeah. And I don't know, just people do use closure as an excuse to hang on to a person.
Yeah. And I also use it as an excuse to, not put herself out of whatever I don't want to say depression, but I'm gonna say it, out of whatever depression that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get that closure from that person. I can't go on.
Pity party.
Yeah, but you know,
Yes.
we're all humans. We're all made different, and we're all made with different brains.
Yeah. And we all we move how we move. We go. Every person is different, but um, I feel like the reason why a lot of people cling to closure is because it's a societal term. Like the first thing, oh, I need closure. No, baby, you just need acceptance. Accept it and
No,
move the
baby, you
fuck
just
on.
need Jesus. I'm sorry.
Amen. Stop it. Get
Get
some
some help.
help. I just feel like the people just really don't understand. Like, really, once you start learning how to accept things, because that's one thing that I really, truly, and grateful for, is because certain people around me have helped me develop the skill of learning to accept things as they are. Even in therapy, my therapist, me and her were talking about that. She was like, just learning to accept things for what they are can sometimes help with depression, anxiety, and panic disorder. A lot of if you learn how to accept, you can alleviate a lot. Like she was telling me, once your brain learns to accept, that your panic disorder was not triggered by you driving. It was triggered by trauma that you're experiencing and that you had experienced. Once you can, accept that, your brain can start to redevelop its cognitiveness to know that you're safe to drive and that you're safe to live, you're safe to move. There's nothing wrong with your heart, there's nothing wrong with your body. It just sometimes you just need a decompression moment. And when it comes to this closure situation, people, they hold on to it for so long that it consumes them. Is that what you were saying in a nutshell?
Basically.
Now, quick question for you, Pack.
Hmm.
Ghosting versus honest endings. What's worse?
Ghosting.
Why?
Why?
Uh-huh.
It's in the name. Ghost. No. Because it's not a good thing. Even though I have done it before, I'm guilty. But it's not, and I have had myself ghost. It's not a good thing. It's not a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of a person being honest with you, regardless of how much it's going to hurt, it's still an honesty. And, like I said, you can use that as a learning method, a learning tool.
Which one's more emotionally tolling?
Being told the honesty.
Yeah. And that's why I think honest endings are going to be way worse than being ghosted. Because if I get ghosted, well, fuck you too. Bye. I ain't thinking about it no more. Oh, you gonna ghost a bitch? Because when I see you in public, I'm act like I don't know you either. So it's cool with it. It's cool. It is what it is. But an honest ending, sitting there having that emotional conversation with a person that you know, that you loved wholeheartedly, and then y'all coming to the terms that y'all are coming to an end, that shit hurts worse. It's way worse. It's way, because I have an emotional connection to you, an emotional investment in you, and we probably spent some time together. So for you to have that honest conversation with me about this being over is worse than you ghosting me. That's just my opinion. You still standing on ghosting being the worst for you
Yep.
though.
Yep.
He said, because if a motherfucker just dip on me, bitch. No, I was playing.
Hey, I can't work on myself. I don't know what happened. And sometimes it might not even be you.
Mm-hmm.
Might just be that person, and they got something to work on themselves, and they feel, they just gonna cut everything and every person off and go work on themselves.
Yeah. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. Growing up, I ain't this how I know growth is needed. Actually, that was the biggest lie ever. It's not you, it's me. And I know some people say that shit, but it really be some truth behind that. It do really be them and it don't be you. sometimes, or sometimes it do be you, and they just say that shit just to get away from you. But a lot of times that's still true though. That person isn't working for you, so it is you. It's not necessarily them because they are who they are. You just don't want to accept them for who they are, so it is you. So when I used to hear that, I'm like, man, that's a fucking lie. People just say that shit just to get out of being for being a dick. But then when I got older, I realized no, it's not a lie. It's a true thing, and yeah, some people use it in a shady way, but in actuality, it's true. It's true either way you look at it. Whether it's really you that's the problem, or whether it's really them that's the problem. But either way it go, if they're telling you it's not you, it's me, then it's still true then. You know? And I had to grow up to realize that that is it's technically a true statement. You know, bite my head off if you want to in the comments. I don't give two shits. Quick, another question for you. I got two more questions for you. Creating your own closure instead of waiting. Should you do it or no?
Yeah. If you feel you need to, yeah. Because, if you wait, ain't no telling how long you going to wait for.
But creating your own closure, is that creating a false narrative?
It is, but it's better than sitting back waiting to get closure for someone, creating a false narrative. You can move on with your life instead of sitting there waiting and you can't really move on.
Yeah. Would you create a false narrative or would you just accept the shit and move on?
Depends on the situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It like I said, it depends on the situation, how much I care for that person. You know what I'm saying? If I did even care for that person at all, if it wasn't just, a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Depends on the situation.
Not me. I'm just gonna accept it and move on, boo boo. I ain't got time to recreate no false narratives, no false illusions. I don't got time. Cause what's gonna piss me off is, let's say I accept it and move on, or not even accept. I'm sorry. I create a closure in my own head, and then some years later, we bump into each other. And you finally tell me the truth of as to why you left or why we didn't work out. Now I gotta erase this false ass narrative I created and put yours in place when I could have just accepted the fact that accepted the shit from the beginning. And then when I do see you try to explain it to me, I really don't give a fuck.
But what if you can't accept it and move on?
I think you can accept anything and move on.
Some people can't. That's why they need to create a false narrative.
No, it ain't that they can't, it's just they won't. I feel like acceptance is within the person. You have the power to accept something. It's your own doing. You have the power to accept something. It does take time for acceptance to sit in. Yes, it does. Trust me, I'm learning that the hard way. It does take time for acceptance to sit in and for you to go, I accept that narrative and move on. But you have the power to start that process of accepting it and moving on. It's your choice. You could take it or leave it. But that's just me. I don't have it all together at all. But I do think that you have the power to do that. It's up to you to do that. And if you don't choose not to, hey, bitch, that's not my problem. That's your problem. What you think, Pat?
Yeah. I feel, some people get wrapped up in their own mind where, they can't. Or some people are insecure that they can't, you know what I'm saying, get the acceptance, and they have to create a false narrative.
Yeah. Final question. Why do you think some people refuse to give people closure on purpose?
Because people like holding power over people.
They like maintaining that control.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do people? What's the?
Could not tell you. It's not.
What? I'm sorry, I wasn't asking you directly. I'm just saying. I was saying that in a not necessarily a question way, but a rhetorical way. Because what is that? Why? Why are we needing to possess the control? It is just crazy, and that's one of the things that you just don't have to learn how to accept. Is some people just they don't give a fuck. I want to still know that I'm on your mind. I want to know that I still have some type of control over you, and that's how you know a narcissistic motherfucker. Because when they control that narrative for you, and they know they're controlling that narrative for you, and they refuse to give you your closure, it's because they feel like, fuck you.
Man, sometimes some people always want to leave that door open because they might want to try to come back.
Try to spin a block like Nelly.
Man, you know, if I give you that closure, you're not gonna really accept me to come back. But if I don't give you that closure, that door might be a little cracked, and I can just kick down the door and just barge my way in.
But I feel like that's a 50-50 thing. Because depending on the person you're dealing with, if you give them the closure, you may be able to double back.
Yeah, but
And
not.
then for the people you don't give closure
But
to,
a narcissist ain't gonna think that way.
no, of course they're not. Of course not. I think a controlling person in general is not going to think that way because they think the sun rises and sets on their ass. So, the fuck? I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it. And I think that the funniest thing when it comes to this thing, closure, is that both sides can hold on to it and use it at their leisure. The receiver and the creator can hold on to that piece and let it navigate their life how they choose to. But I feel like that's emotionally taxing, emotionally draining to try to do that. That's just too much motherfucking work.
Hey, some people like having their plates full.
Not me, goddammit. I like my plate to be clear. And if I got a little left over, I'm gonna eat that shit tomorrow. Too much. Too much. But
Yeah, some people like having their plate full so they can manipulate people into manipulate people to come into their own little pity party.
misery loves company.
Yeah. So, they like those people that stay emotionally for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That just drop of a dime cry. You know what I'm saying? They can be thinking of something in their head and they
people be never mind. People
yes,
do be doing it.
I know some people. Yes.
And it's crazy because I don't know, y'all. You know what? This is why I say the world is ghetto. Earth ghetto. Earth is ghetto. Send me somewhere where people ain't ghetto.
I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna say it because I don't want to get attacked in the comments.
What was it?
If Earth is ghetto, does that mean God's ghetto?
Damn. I didn't think of it like that. Maybe I should stop saying that.
No, you ain't gonna stop saying it. It just came across my mind.
No, because that's facts though. Think about it. You saying Earth is ghetto. Are you saying that God is ghetto?
Hey, but
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because he didn't create this world to be ghetto. These motherfuckers just turned to ghetto. What?
But he did create us.
He gave us free will.
He gave us free will. And with that,
them motherfuckers chose to be ghetto. He didn't tell them to do that.
Yeah.
He gave us free will. He said, right and wrong, you choose. But I prefer you choose right. But hey, I gave you free will. And these motherfuckers decided to turn his beautiful garden upside the fuck down. Bunch of rats and rodents. Bunch of ungrateful motherfuckers.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sound like that came from the belly.
Because it did. People are ungrateful.
They are.
And that's one thing that the biggest thing I had to learn how to accept is that people are ungrateful. And not everybody is welcoming and accepting and grateful and shows gratitude for the life they get to live and commits underneath whoever their savior is there because I don't know everybody's savior, but boy, y'all some ungrateful motherfuckers, bro. Just ungrateful. Y'all get to walk. You know who's really ungrateful? The folks who get second chances at life. It's some that's not. And I'm so grateful to see the ones who get a second chance at life and they do right with it. some of you motherfuckers that get a second chance at life, boy, y'all some of the most meanest, ungrateful motherfuckers ever. And I don't know if it's because they really don't want to be here, and that's why they're ungrateful and why they have an attitude so bad, because maybe they just don't want to be here and they feel like they're getting forced to stay.
Or maybe they feel they,
Entitled
because they got that second chance.
Yeah. Some can argue that Marcus in Bad Boy was ungrateful when he was walking in the middle of traffic after surviving that heart attack.
Oh.
It's a joke.
Well, I can't really say that because the captain did whisper in his ear like it's not your time.
What I'm saying is that the people can still deem it him being ungrateful, him walking in the middle of traffic, risking getting hit, risking getting, the wind knocked out his motherfucking ass. And
yeah, but he put himself in a lot of things. It was like, it's not my time, and was doing all types of other things.
That's my point, though. Is everything now? But using that terminology, you can't really say this is why you can't say he's ungrateful, because he's a police officer. He already puts his life on the line. Make sure I respond back to that message. But I'm sorry, we got off topic like a motherfucker. I got off topic. Told y'all my brain goes 1,000 miles per hour and I get to jumping around thinking about stuff. But anything else you want to add to this topic about closure?
Do what you feel you need to do for yourself. Don't let nobody dictate how you feel. If you feel you need closure,
then you need closure.
If you feel you don't, and you a G, and you can just, stick your chest out, poke your chin out, keep it pushing.
Do you thug this? For shizzle, my nizzle.
And just know, you gotta hold yourself at night. I'm playing.
You gotta hold yourself at night. It's crazy. What if they not holding themselves at night? Wait, this is a good question. When you go to sleep, right? And let's say you got a partner, right? Is it customary that you and your partner touch at some point at night when y'all sleep?
Depends on how big the bed is, because if you got a big ass Summer King, you might not be able to touch each other.
Nah, motherfuckers is gonna find a way to touch each other.
But I don't know.
Cause I feel like it's a natural thing that happens in your sleep. At some point, if y'all really truly love each other, y'all gonna, whether it's y'all snuggling or y'all going back to back, foot to foot, ass to ass, head to head, shoulder to shoulder. Like at some point, I feel like y'all gonna touch each other at night, and I feel like maybe that shows the natural connection amongst each other when it comes to really truly loving and being comfortable with a person. Because I feel like if y'all fall out of love or don't, it's like the bed could be this fucking big, but you gonna find a way to not touch each other. I'm gonna sleep on the tippity tip edge. You gonna sleep on the tippity edge, and I'm gonna make sure I don't roll towards you. And I know it's off topic, but I'm just curious. Like, I know it get too hot. Let's keep it real. It get too motherfucking hot to be snuggling at each other all motherfucking night. So people who try to act like that's how they sleep 24/7, no the fuck you don't. Or y'all just two little motherfuckers or two motherfuckers that love heat. Because you're getting too hot and you get that sweat get in, you get the fuck off me. I don't care how much you love a person. Unless that person just naturally cold. Because I know it is some people in this world that's just like really cold all the time and they need body heat to stay warm when they sleep. But even still, even they don't probably stay snuggled up all night. They probably just stay close to that person so they can feel the body heat. But I don't know. I just thought about that because I remember I was on Instagram scrolling, and I came across several different couples pages, and they all had woke up in the bed. I don't know. They woke up and the first thing they grabbed was their phone because of their couple, like the way that they spouse. Because of the way their spouse might have been laying or something like that, just to show, the natural connection of their spouse. And I was like, damn. And then you got some that, you could tell that the connection was off. And I just always was curious if that's like a natural thing, like if it naturally just happens on its own. And I feel like it probably do.
Probably. We won't know. We're asleep.
No, I know when I done put my foot on your foot.
I don't know nothing.
Always.
I'm asleep.
Because one thing that I will say is our body temperature can get real hot, especially mine. It's weird how I be so cold, but my body be so hot. I don't understand that. But I know I can get too hot and make him overheat. So a lot of times that's how I know if you're not in the bed. Like if I go to put my foot over there and I don't feel your foot, that's how I know you're not in the bed. That's why sometimes when you hear me ask, like, what time did you get in the room? It's because whatever time my body's used to sticking his foot over there and I don't feel you, that's why. And then probably by the time I go to try it again and you ain't there, I'll be like, this motherfucker here.
Nah, I know I gotta sleep with my feet hanging off the bed this way. No,
I'm going to find a way. Touch your calf or something. That honestly, when I seen the Instagram post, that's what made me think about it. Because I do that randomly. And it's weird that I know I do it even though I'm asleep. But I know I do it. And I've been doing that for years. Like, that's how I know. And then on top of that, I'm a bed hog. I don't even know how. Because I like to sleep like this, like on my right side. But if I'm in the bed by myself when I fall asleep, I'm a bed hog.
And then I gotta squeeze myself in there somehow.
And then eventually I'll move back.
And then people be like, oh, you're almost falling off the bed. Why you like that? Because you all over the bed.
And I don't know why.
I be trying to scoot you over, but you don't want to move.
And you know what's funny? I was like that as a kid too. My mom used to, boy, when I think I was like 7 or 8, I was no longer allowed to sleep in the bed with my mama no more. Because when I was little, it didn't bother her. You know, foot over here, arm over here. That shit didn't bother her. I was little. But then I started getting too damn big. But my mama told me one day, she said, girl, you got damn near the same size as me. Hell to the no. Sprawled all over her bed. But my mom used to hate that shit. But I think that's why I have such a strong connection to my mama too. Because I slept in the bed with my mama up until I was like 7 or 8.
I think I got put out the bed at 1. I don't know.
It wasn't every night.
As far as I remember, I always had my own room, my own bed. As far as I can remember.
Yeah. No, it wasn't every night. Don't get me wrong. It was not every night. But it'd be some nights that my mom would be perfectly fine with me climbing in the bed and going to sleep with her. And it really, I think really what it was when I hit like 7 or 8, I think it was really my mom was trying to help me become more comfortable sleeping by myself completely. Because I used to crawl in Devin bed. I never really slept in my own bed like that. I would crawl in my sister's bed. I'd crawl in my brother's bed if I could. I always was okay with somebody else being in the bed while I was asleep. It was like a comfort thing for me. Like, when I lived by myself, and this is probably why I slept fast when I lived by myself, because I was always in the bed by myself. So I would wear myself out, like go to the gym, work out extra hard, so I would be so tired that I couldn't wake up super early. But I was like, damn, I'm afraid to sleep by myself. And that's crazy. I'm a big lover girl. I got this horrid exterior, but I'm a lover girl on the inside. Big ass softy. No, I'm just playing on motherfucking softy. Don't y'all try me. Don't try me. But no, we do appreciate y'all for sticking around. Let us, bar your ears, your eyes. What happened?
No, I just keep hearing something. Continue.
Me too. I've been hearing something too. I think the ghost of Christmas past is in this motherfucker.
I doubt it. That balloon ain't really moved.
Where is that balloon?
Right there.
Oh, it's right there. I was like, are they ever gonna get that balloon down? It's fine. We can use it. Ain't that what we was using in the apartment that one time? It was a balloon that was in the air.
Probably.
And we said that's how we knew if the ghost was moving or in the house, because the balloon would move.
That's how I always try to determine that there's a ghost in a dwelling I'm in, because balloons are easy to manipulate. And if a balloon just sits in one spot all the time, it's not really a ghost in there. Let that mug get to moving around a lot. Better call paranormal
Does it
activity.
matter what air is in the balloon though?
Well, if you have regular air, it's not gonna go to the ceiling like that. Only helium does that to balloons.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it has to be helium
Yeah,
in
it
the
has to be
balloon.
helium because you know.
Because hot air from your breath.
Yeah, hot air from your breath is not really like it'll sit in the air, but it'll mostly go down all the time.
Mm-hmm. But what about the balloons on the even if you use hot air, you ain't never used those to try to track if a ghost is in the house?
Because they don't really like float like that. Because
I mean, they could be on the ground, you know.
But there's a lot of.
I'm just picking his brain. That's all.
There's a lot of. No, don't be thinking like I'm a Ghostbuster or a ghost
Who you gonna
extraordinaire.
call?
But there's a lot of factors that can key in while that balloon is moving on the ground. Like the airflow of the house and all that. But like with helium, if it's just sitting, there's airflow in the house and it's still sitting in one spot. Yeah, it's not really a ghost in there. But if you see that mug moving around, because I've been watching that balloon, and that really moved. It's been sitting right there in front of the TV since it's been in here. It hasn't went back there or nothing moved around. Now, if it ends up in here for some odd reason, then yeah.
That's like them one balloons that I got for my birthday. They had helium in them. Motherfuckers was floating all over the place.
Yeah, but they started in here, and then I believe that vent over there was more likely they was getting caught in that vent.
Remember they was floating on the ceiling. They was moving from here into the kitchen and came back. Motherfuckers was moving. Well, you wasn't home when they was moving. It was me. I was at home by myself. And I don't turn the air on when I'm at home by myself. So I don't give a damn. I hate being cold. I hate being hot too, but I hate being cold. I can't. Being too cold when my nails start turning a different color, yeah, I can't do that.
I'd rather be cold than hot.
Oh, trust me, I'd rather be lukewarm or 50-something degrees. Cause
you can put on layers and get warmed up. You can strip butt naked and still be hot as hell.
Yeah, you ain't never lied there, but I can't do being too cold. When I say too cold, I mean like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, nails coming a different color. That's too cold. That's way too cold. Like how the house is right now. What?
The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, that's my siblings used to call me that.
Oh, see. Got to give me some context. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's funny how childhood things are gonna come out as we do this podcast. My siblings used to call me Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because back in the day when they used to get when it used to get freezing cold, my nose would turn red. I used to be the brightest thing, and it's funny how I got darker because even though I'm not dark or anything like that, but yeah. Me and White we shouldn't have been friends. Let's just put it that way. I didn't get darker until I was like 6 or 7. I had a white t-shirt on with a carrot on it. You thought the carrot was just painted on my chest.
That takes me back to my childhood.
What?
Huh? I had a homeboy that was black as hell.
Could tell if the nigga had on a black shirt or not?
Nah, the nigga just had on some white some white underwear one day while we was kids playing hide and go seek. We were like 8, 9 years old.
He had on the white tighty whities?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
When he came running into the room, all you see was the white tighty whities. You didn't see him. Hilarious.
Damn, he was black then. He was bourbon.
Yeah, he was black.
Speaking of that, it's this one lady on Instagram. We get ready to close out the show, by the way. It's this one lady on Instagram. Beautiful lady. Beautiful. Gorgeous skin complexion. Just a beautiful lady, right? She scares me.
She what?
She scares me a little bit.
Why does she scare you?
She just looks like a warrior. Like she's got I don't remember her name, but she wears little things on her arm. She's very health conscious, but she got them strong titties. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the bodybuilder titties?
Oh.
Yeah, you know, like she still got titties, but it's like you can see the muscle imprint right here. She's just very strong, and she don't scare me like where I'm scared. It's just like my girl should be like, I'm scared of you. That's what it is. It's just she's so damn gorgeous though. She's a beautiful lady, and like I be trying to watch her videos for education, but I can't get over the fact that this lady is just wham. And I just be like, damn. I be wanting to ask her what her skin routine is, cause Shorty be glowing. She be glowing, but I think it's what she like how she eats and how clean she eats, and I think she's a vegetarian, but I can't get down. Well, she's either vegan or vegetarian. Can't get down with that. Sorry, I can't have certain foods because I'm allergic to them, so I got to get my protein from poultry. Because all the other things that most people can get protein from, I can't. Shit sucks.
Lentil? Can't eat lentil?
I don't think so. Yeah. But before we close out the show, Pac, do you have any advice for anyone? Drink water, mind your business, you'll live longer.
There you go.
How are you doing mentally, physically, emotionally?
I feel like, starting to lose this illness. Starting to feel that going away. But everything else is A-okay.
And like I said, I gave you guys advice in the beginning, so don't ask me for no more advice. Anything else?
Nope.
Well,
don't beat yourself up over not getting no closure.
Amen to that.
How are you feeling mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually?
Physically, I'm motherfucking tired. Did a 24-hour stream. I literally was up from 8 a.m. Friday to 10 a.m. Saturday.
Excuse me.
Went to sleep. Woke up at 3:55. Attended a meeting. Shot the show. Got the dough. No, I'm just playing. And I'm running off fumes, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, should probably eat, get dialysis, and go to sleep.
Yep,
and I can run around the house by myself singing songs, singing Queen.
You know what's gonna be funny? I want to break free. I'm sorry, Sue just said that. It made me think of that video. But what's so funny is this how like I be thinking to myself, I be like, I wonder if he be like skeptical of like playing music while I'm asleep. You know I'm gonna sleep through that shit, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is. Cause my niece and nephews can sleep through that shit too. I don't know if it's just a level of comfortability that we just have.
Yeah, because you didn't hear the music being played when I was cleaning while you sleep.
Hell no.
Even though it's not like I hooked up the speaker or anything. I just had it playing from my phone while I was cleaning up.
Yeah, I ain't hear nothing.
I was being mindful,
Oh, if you'd have turned that speaker on, I still wouldn't have heard it.
I know, but I was still being mindful.
I respect that. I thank you for that.
Because, even though, because you can wake up and still be asleep. I do it. It happens to me a lot, especially when Lonnie's here. Like, she'll wake me up, but I'll still be, like, I'll become conscious.
That she's here.
And, like, I won't open my eyes, but I'll hear everything.
Mm-hmm. Because I do that.
And then I'll fall right back to sleep.
Because, boy, look. When that one day, when I was asleep on the couch with Annie Sue, and you was like, when you woke up, Lonnie was just sitting on the couch.
Matter of fact, it happens a lot when you're in the bed talking to your mom on the phone.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'll be asleep, and I'll hear y'all conversation, and I'll just pass back out.
And you know what's funny? I be thinking to myself, I should get up and go in the other room. But I'll be like, no, he's so used to it. He ain't gonna do nothing but sleep through it anyway.
Yeah, probably roll over, adjust my position.
Make a comment, then go back to sleep.
Go right back to sleep.
And I don't know. But I do I've been that way when it comes to kids. I've been that way since my sister had her first two. I learned real quick that parent ear. You can still kind of sort of be asleep and hear them, but you don't do it while they young enough to hurt themselves necessarily. Like you don't want to be passed out sleep with several 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds running around. Now, you damn sure, you know what? Fuck it, you don't want to do with none of these kids because all these kids is bad. 16-year-olds be sneaking out. Then you gotta wait till they come back in the house and pretend like you didn't know they was gone right before you. Never mind, I ain't gonna say that part. We don't. It's going on social media. It rhymes with 8. But yeah. I was gonna say something else to y'all, but I forgot. Oh, we appreciate y'all for showing us love on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. We appreciate all the love you guys have shown. Those who are still throwing hate and spewing their hate, just saying whatever it is, hey, do your thing. Ain't
God loves you.
Amen. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing. You ain't causing no stress over here. You gonna be talking to yourself. But y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay peaceful. And we want to thank you. But this has been another episode hosted by your most gracious host, your flyest host, Miss Tay Nicole.
And I'm your co-host, Pac Manley.
Together we're part of a fly-ass podcast called
With Your Old Ass Podcast.
Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. What's the what?
I ain't calling them.
I'm weak. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.